Hello friends, before we go ahead, let me state a few disclaimers. Number 1, the subject matter that we are going to talk about is something beyond words and beyond language. The words that you will hear in this video do not carry the truth and cannot convey the truth. The best that they can do is to let you know where you should look to find the truth for yourself. Number 2, the goal of the video is not to give you a new philosophy or something to believe in. My intention is to not to give you new concepts to learn or memorize. This is more about something practical, something that really works to change the way you experience life. Number 3, listening to the points discussed in this video requires extraordinary open-mindedness, especially if you're new to this whole subject of spiritual enlightenment. Forget about everything you learned about spirituality and do not try to judge or evaluate this material based on what you already know. You have to put your preconceived notions aside and truly listen. You can watch the video titled Art of Listening on this channel and come back to be truly ready to grasp what is being said to some extent. Spiritual enlightenment is not like a thing similar to the things in a shopping list. It is not really something that you can get or achieve. It is not an addition to what you have. Neither is it something that you can become. It is more similar to being awake from a dream and realizing it as a dream. You already have it. You just have to uncover it. In that sense, you are already enlightened. But the most problematic word in the previous sentence is the word you. The whole business of enlightenment has to do with what you think you are. It is about the perception of the self. You experience yourself as an entity separate from the whole existence because of a fundamental illusion. This is similar to the air inside a bubble, thinking that it is separate from what is outside. The bubble that makes up your own boundaries is just an illusion that you have created using your own thoughts. This illusion causes you to identify yourself with the body and mind that you think you are. Because of this, you feel limited and there is an unconscious craving to become unlimited. This is the root cause of your suffering. Spiritual enlightenment is about the ultimate freedom from bondage and misery that arises from existing human condition. So, before you have a real understanding of what one tries to do in the spiritual path, you need to understand that life as you know it is prone to cause you suffering. What you call normal is not normal. You're stuck in a matrix, but you call it as normal because everyone you know is also stuck in it. There is a way to live life which is more expansive, more satisfying, more liberated, and more happy. This freedom, expansiveness, and satisfaction can continue in spite of the objective outcomes in your life. Once you know it yourself as the result of a permanent shift in your experience, you won't believe that any other heaven could exist other than where you are in. So, how to get out of this matrix? How to be free and awake? I understand the confusion of a seeker. There are myriads of paths, traditions, teachers and books which often contradict each other. I have been a seeker myself. After groping in the dark for many years, after continuously trying to find my way out through confusions and contradictions, I have found what I was looking for. I also did a lot of research on a teaching methodology that will help another seeker to find what I have found. I went through the ideas of Buddhist schools, Advaita Vedanta, mystic schools of Christianity and Islam, and many other traditions and checked them out in the light of my own transformed experience. Here is what I found. Though different traditions have different stages, methods, and concepts, all of them are centered around two major themes. Each theme has certain prescriptions. So we can call spiritual path as a twofold path. Both are implemented in subsequent stages or simultaneously depending on the tradition. The first is the way of doing. The second is the way of being. The first is about preparing yourself for the second. Both are necessary. The first level deals with training your attention and building non-attachment to things, concepts, social constructs, and mental constructs. Most importantly, it is about developing some level of non-attachment to the thoughts and concepts that define who you are. The first level works on preparing your mind, diverting it a bit from its usual routine, calming it and taming it a bit. The first level requires lots and lots of doing, lots and lots of practices. In Buddhism, the majority of the first level prescriptions are contained in shamatha, the kind of meditation that focuses your attention on a single object. In Vedanta, the first level is contained in many visualization practices which are called as upasana or brahmavidya. Most of them are forgotten with time. Bhakti yoga or devotion occupies the first level too. A devotee develops non-attachment to everything except the form of God he is devoted to. Since his complete focus is turned towards devotion, his attention gets trained too. All kriyas, visualization meditations, rituals, and mantra chantings belong to the first level. Majority of the so-called spiritual practices occupy the first level. It is more about what you do. Let me give you 2 more tips to have a good understanding and preparation before you approach the second level. When you are growing up, you tend to build an internal reality within your mind which is made up of concepts. As time progresses, you give way more importance to this internal reality and start treating abstract concepts as if they are concrete and real. This is called reification. Spiritual path involves a lot of de-reification, and a lot of it tends to happen in the first level. Understanding what it is helps to boost the process. I recommend watching the video in this channel titled Why No Progress on the Spiritual Path, Reification of Concepts and Social Programming for more understanding. You also need to develop a lot of self-honesty and objectivity towards your mind. See exactly where you are in your journey. Have the honesty to admit what you do not know. Realize that you have to start from where you are. The more honest you are with yourself, the more quick your progress will be in spiritual path. Now let us talk about the second level. Everything that you do in the first level is only a preparation to the second level. What happens in the second level is what matters. Unless you have a certain level of non-attachment from your self-concept or ego, you may not understand this correctly. But let me try and take you through an inquiry. If you don't get it the first time, you can always come back in a few days or a few months later to watch this video again for a better understanding. Can you step back a bit from an action while you're doing it and just be aware of the action that is happening? It may be walking, bathing, eating, or any action. For example, while you're walking, you can just be the awareness which is aware of walking. Walking is an action that you observe. The same way, you can also step back from your own thought stream, emotions, and all mental processes and observe them. You are the awareness that observes the mind and its actions. You are the awareness that observes the body and its actions. Whatever that is observed by you cannot be you. So, you're not your body. You're not your mind. You're not your thoughts. Here are 3 points about this awareness. Number 1. This awareness is pure and without attributes because any attribute can be observed by awareness. Number 2, this pure awareness is always constant and never changes. But what the awareness observes keeps changing. The awareness is similar to a movie screen that remains constant throughout the show. Your thoughts, emotions, sensations are like moving pictures on the screen which are always changing. Number 3, this awareness is the space where your thoughts happen, where perception happens, and where the world that you know happens. Try this experiment. Be aware of whatever happens in your mind without getting identified or lost in them. Let thoughts arise. Let intentions arise. Let actions arise. Just be a witness to them. Do not suppress the thoughts or judge the thoughts as good or bad. If you get lost in the flow of thoughts, bring your attention back to being a witnessing awareness. This is not a doing at all. This is a way of being. What I just explained is witnessing meditation. If you don't understand it clearly, do not worry. It takes time to get it, because it is not similar to any action that you do. It is being a witness to those actions themselves without seeing yourself as the one who is doing it. In this channel, I have a whole playlist on witnessing meditation. You can watch them for further clarification. Witnessing is the direct path to spiritual enlightenment. Being established as a witness for a prolonged period of time breaks the matrix completely. One day, you will find yourself completely out of it. Vipassana or mindfulness in Buddhism, Nididhyasana and self-inquiry in Advaita Vedanta, and Nepsis in Christian mysticism are all different approaches that finally lead to being a witness. The whole point of the first level is to prepare you for being a witness, or to do this witnessing meditation. What we just went through is a verbal model of an actual roadmap to spiritual enlightenment. All secrets about the spiritual path are embedded in this video. This is all you need to know to progress on the spiritual path and become truly and fully free and awake. Once you are truly awake, the sense of a separate self disappears. The difference between the witness and what is being witnessed disappears. The psychological distinctions between the inside and the outside disappears. The psychological time disappears. But don't simply believe or disbelieve these words. Blindly believing in others has led people to live like sheep. These words will acquire their true meaning when you find all this to be true in your own experience. Then you will taste the freedom that is beyond words. There is nothing wrong in disbelieving or rejecting this, but it may make you miss what you deserve in this life. This video is the red pill to come out of the matrix. Take it or leave it. If you don't want to miss the upcoming videos in this channel, click on the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you. Hello friends, my name is Shanmugam and I have written a book titled The Truth About Spiritual Enlightenment, Bridging Science, Buddhism and Advaita Vedanta. So if you want to know more details about the spiritual path, if you want to know the nuances and everything else that you need to keep in mind while walking in the spiritual path, then you can get this book. I really recommend that you do get the book if you are a spiritual seeker and if you're serious about your spiritual growth. The book has received many positive reviews from spiritual seekers like you. You can actually get this book from the Amazon. I will also include the link in the description. I will include some of the links, for Indian and the US sites, but you can also search in Google if you do not find this for your area. Also, make sure that you subscribe for this channel. Click on the subscribe button, because in my channel I talk about a lot of things
regarding spirituality. I talk about transpersonal psychology, and this is a field that bridges science and spirituality. And I believe in that. I want to bridge science and spirituality, and I want to make sure that the spiritual truths are made scientific so that a seeker can get help in a very easy way. Also, I talk about Zen, Buddhism, Advaita Vedanta, and all these cultures, even Sufism, Christian mysticism, Kabbalah, and many other Western mystic paths. And I talk about various gurus and various spiritual books that changed my life that I recommend. So make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also like and share the video if you really feel moved by all these things. And you can also donate to me. You can find the link in the description if you want to show some support, because at this moment I am assisting spiritual seekers full time. Okay, I don't have any other job, so my job is to help you, and in return you can always donate whatever you can. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.